we see all these acts of terrorism, all these terrorist groups. It's all done in the name of Islam, the desire to wipe Israel off the map. We see this group ISIS, convert or die. Why do I sense there's not enough outspoken Muslims saying, you know, we condemn this. This is not our religion. Stop doing acts of terror in the name of our religion. I don't hear those voices that loudly.
With God's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer. First of all, Sean, believe me, we have yelled as loud as we can through a megaphone. Now, you own the television and you own the networks. Give us the time and we will yell even louder. We are thoroughly in sync with anybody who wants justice and fairness and humane treatment for all humanity.
ISIS is Islamic, is it not?
Well, ISIS is no more Islamic than the Westboro Baptist Church is, or the Crusaders are, or Anders Breivik is, or anybody who commits violence in the name of faith. Unfortunately, you know, every single faith has had crazy extremists distort and twist that faith to justify their crazy political ends. And the reality is, Megan, is that moderate Muslims, Christians, and Jews have a lot more in common with each other than they do with extremists from within their own faith. And actually, extremist Muslims and extremist anti-Muslims have a lot in common, and that is that they both distort the Islamic faith to promote their twisted agenda, which is rejected by the 1.7 billion Muslims of the world.
Okay, but then you have
tell me
then you have entire countries where women are forced to cover. It's a very common practice. Are you denying that?
You know,
okay. Even in Egypt, when the Muslim Brotherhood was in charge, Saudi Arabia, we can go to Iran, we can go to Turkey. Women, even under their own households, if they are married to a strict Islamist, then they're going to have to do things like that.
Okay, I was an American commissioner, and I was an American diplomat. I went to Saudi Arabia with my commissioner's colleagues. And I stood and I criticized many things of what the Saudis are doing. You cannot force people to adopt Islam. Islam is to be practiced at will.
Okay.
And any attempt to force a woman to dress up in this way or that way is un-Islamic.
But I do want to ask you about the criticism that moderate and peaceful Muslims like yourself face, where people say, why don't we hear more from the Muslim community about speaking out about people like Chaudhry?
Well, Anjem Chaudhry and the likes of him represent a theopolitical ideology which demands complete subjugation, complete repression of voices like mine, using intimidation, using threats of violence, and using violence itself. A young man named Raif Badawi is scheduled to be flogged in Saudi Arabia tomorrow, a severe flogging that is not unlikely to kill him. So it is consequences like that that make it very difficult to organize dissident Muslims, but it makes it all the more important that we do become more organized, and it becomes all the more important for non-Muslims to support us in that effort.
I submit to you that this world, all right, is being crippled by Islamic extremists, and the world is too cowardly to unite against them. Would you say that's wrong?
Bill, these people are extremists who have perverted a faith.
The world will not unite against them, will they?
There are over 1.6 billion Muslims in this world who on a daily basis do great work. 7 out of the last 11 Nobel Peace Prize winners were Muslims,
right.
Bill. So what we have to do is come together with Muslim countries, with Muslim majority countries, and our society as Americans,
here's what we have to do,
and push
Mr.
back against
Here's
this
what we have to
extremist
do.
ideology. If we allow them to divide us, Bill, if we allow them to divide us, they're dividing us if we allow them to.
All right, here's what we have to do. We have to boycott Pakistan and make them the example. We have to say no trade to Pakistan, no money in, nothing. Starve them out.
We have to stand together as Muslims, as Jews, as Christians, as secularists, as people.
Pie in the sky, not going to happen.
That's not pie in the sky. That's exactly what we should be doing against these terrorists and against these extremists.
You have to have a strategy,
because
and we don't.
America is an example of it happening, Bill.
All right, guys.